Every country has its own set of laws to keep order, but some laws are just plain bizarre. Today, we're diving into the world's most unusual laws that will leave you scratching your head. Let's get started. First up, let's travel to Switzerland, where flushing your toilet after 10 p.m. in an apartment building is considered a noise violation. The Swiss take noise pollution seriously, and this law is meant to maintain peace and quiet. So if you're visiting Switzerland, be sure to take care of business before 10 p.m. The Canadians are quite patriotic, so much so that all Canadian radio stations are required by law to play Canadian artists on the airwaves at least 35% of the time, especially between 6 a.m. and 6 p.m. Monday through Friday. This means that in an hour of radio during the week, you'll hear more than 20 minutes of artists like Nickelback, Alanis Morissette, Celine Dion, and Justin Bieber. Rome's strict laws against animal cruelty include the walking of pet dogs. If an owner does not walk their dog once a day at minimum, they could be fined over $600. The law extends to goldfish as well. While they cannot be walked, they must have room to swim. Goldfish are not allowed to be kept in bowls and must instead have a full-sized aquarium. Before you get any crazy ideas and have too much Scottish whiskey, you should know you could get a ticket for drunk horse riding in Scotland. Technically, the full 1872 law mandates people not be drunk when in charge of a cow, horse, carriage, or steam engine. The same law states you cannot have a loaded firearm on you while drunk, which we have to admit, it's a pretty good rule. Sometimes we all suffer when some people break the rules. After vandals used chewing gum to mess with the mass rapid transit system and the Housing and Development Board spent $150,000 a year to clean gum litter, Singapore banned all gum substances in 1992. Anyone importing, selling, or making gum in Singapore can get fined and/or jail time, with the exception of nicotine and dental gums offering therapeutic value. Don't get caught blowing bubbles in the streets. In Thailand, stepping on money is considered a serious offense. Thai currency bears the image of the king, and since the monarchy is highly revered, stepping on money is seen as an insult to the king himself. While this may seem unusual, it's a sign of the deep respect the Thai people have for their royal family. Spain doesn't like you making sandcastles, so much you could be fined if caught building one. Fines vary by location, ranging from €100 all the way to €1,500. Before you ask, yes, children are also included in this law and parents foot the bill. In Western Australia, you're not allowed to possess more than 50 kilograms of potatoes at a time unless you're a licensed dealer. The law was enacted to prevent black market trading during the Great Depression, but it's still technically on the books. Here's a quirky one from France. It's illegal to name your pig Napoleon. This law dates back to when Napoleon Bonaparte was in power, and any insult to his name was a serious offense. It's unlikely you'll get arrested for this today, but if you're in France, maybe pick another name for your farm animals. Married women can only have one glass of wine in Bolivia. If you're a single woman, you can enjoy several drinks, but if you are married, it's just one glass of wine for you. This law is due to the belief that alcohol may make a woman more immoral. A husband could actually divorce her if she is drinking in public. It's illegal to disrupt a wedding in Australia. Even if the preacher asks if anyone has any objection to the wedding, if you are in South Australia, please restrain yourself even if you know a secret. If not, you could be fined up to $10,000 and even spend up to 2 years in jail if you interrupt a wedding. Japan has one of the world's lowest obesity rates, and one reason for this is the Metabo Law, introduced in 2008. The law requires companies and local governments to measure the waistlines of people between the ages of 40 and 74. While you won't go to jail for being overweight, the government focuses on promoting healthier lifestyles and preventing obesity-related diseases. Venice is famous for its canals and beautiful squares, but feeding pigeons here can get you fined. The local government banned pigeon feeding to protect the historic buildings from damage caused by bird droppings. In Samoa, it's actually illegal to forget your wife's birthday. While it's not clear how often this law is enforced, it's safe to say that this could lead to some awkward situations. That's one way to save a lot of marriages. It's illegal to climb a tree in Toronto. So you think you can just climb a tree in Canada, right? After all, why not? There are a lot of them. Expect to pay a hefty fine if you get caught doing so anywhere in the province of Ontario. This also goes for Ottawa, Toronto, and even in the middle of the forest unless you have a permit. In 2013, a tree climbing enthusiast earned himself a $365 ticket for climbing one in Bellevue Square Park. In some Nordic countries, a license is required for dancing in a public place, such as bars and restaurants. It is not the dancing that is illegal, but the organization. Unless the bar or lounge that you're in has a dancing license, it is illegal to move your body to the songs they are playing. The worst part is that the law is actually strictly enforced. In Canada, we all know that people are super polite, but did you know saying sorry can be used as an admission of guilt? There's actually a law called the Apology Act in some provinces, which allows apologies without admitting legal responsibility. So next time you say sorry in Canada, be careful. You might be saying more than you think. Let's travel to the United States, specifically Kentucky, where it's illegal to carry ice cream in your back pocket. Yep, you heard that right. This bizarre law dates back to the 1800s, when horse thieves would use this trick to lure horses away. They'd place ice cream in their pockets and wait for the horse to follow them home. Strange, but it worked, so they outlawed it. You can't turn off your phone's camera sound in South Korea. As a response to a hidden camera crisis in subways, the South Korean government banned the silencing of phone cameras when taking pictures. This means that if you buy a phone in the country, you will be unable to turn off the shutter sound. This law also exists in Japan. Russians care about looks, so much that the country has made driving a dirty car illegal here. The level of dirt permitted or how often the rule is actually enforced is unclear, but the fact that the law exists and has done so for decades is fascinating. And finally, in Portugal, there's a law that forbids urinating in the ocean. While enforcement is a bit questionable, this rule exists to keep the waters clean and safe for swimmers. So, there you have it. What do you think about these strange laws? Let us know in the comments, and don't forget to subscribe for more fascinating insights from around the world. If you liked the video, leave a thumbs up and see you on the next one. Cheers!